How are you?
Hi, how are y'all doing? Pretty good, thank you.
Good, thanks. What's up?
Hey, so I had a question about your worldview. I was just curious, from a theistic perspective, being a non-denominational Christian, I'm just curious, how come atheists don't actually practice or live out their worldview?
I do not know what you mean. You're going to have to get more specific.
Atheists per se don't have a worldview. Each individual person, each person does, but there's not one atheist worldview that 100 million atheists share.
Right. Atheism is one perspective on one topic that maybe informs the rest of our thinking, but does not determine everything else that we think.
Was there a specific thing?
Phil and I are really geeky about math, and a lot of atheists are not.
Is there a specific?
I mean, but atheists can't answer the four most important questions about life philosophically.
Important is subjective.
And even if they can't, doesn't mean we're wrong.
But what are the four most important questions about life? I'm biting.
It would be origin, meaning, morality, and destiny. And I even beg to differ. Atheists.
Those aren't questions.
Humanity, no hope.
Yeah, I didn't hear a question, Mark.
Yeah.
Can you give us one question to start with?
So from a philosophical perspective, can you prove to me the origin and the historical evidence of why somebody would be an atheist when they contradict their own worldview within the frame they live?
Okay, you're back to the first question that I didn't understand.
I think was that a question? I think it was.
Well,
it was a bad question.
The question was, can you?
But I think it's a loaded question.
Since I didn't quite understand the question, I'm just going to say no. Next.
Okay,
can you dumb things down for us a little? Because we're just simple-minded atheists.
Yeah. I apologize because I thought Christians couldn't be logical like atheists.
Well,
that's what you think.
Guess.
Because the origin of life, how do you even explain the Big Bang Theory? Well, what I find hysterically funny is how atheists reject the evidence we have of Scripture and the manuscripts that are passed down from generations, and yet they deny the God of the Bible, but yet they can't even prove millions of years ago what happened.
Okay.
Do you know why? Okay. Do you know why scientists, and I'm not talking about atheists, but just cosmologists in general, have concluded that there was a Big Bang?
Yeah. In the beginning, God spoke.
No, that's not why cosmologists have concluded that. That's why you have. But the concept of a Big Bang wasn't around 100 years ago. So do you understand where people came to that conclusion in the first place?
Yeah, through science.
Okay.
I like that.
Can you be more specific, though? I mean, was it biology? There are a lot of topics that science covers. All right, so let me help you out a little bit. When you look at light, so you know how light can appear at different colors depending on the wavelength of light. Are you with me so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So things that have longer wavelengths look red to us, and if they're even longer than that, then we can't see them because they're infrared and beyond. Things that have very short wavelengths look blue or purple to us, and if they're too short, then we can't see them either because our eyes don't work that way. But what scientists have observed is that when things are moving very quickly, like close to the speed of light, or maybe not all that close. By the way, my dad is a physicist, and he's sitting in the audience right now, and I feel his eyes on me. Sorry I didn't stick with the physics classes, Dad. I'm doing my best. When things are moving quickly, they experience a shift toward the red.
If they're moving away.
Yes, moving away. Because even though the wavelength of the light doesn't change, their motion relative to you seems to be longer. What scientists observed was that if you look out at any point in space, everything is a little bit more redshifted than you would expect it to be based on what we know about the composition of stars. And from this, they concluded that everything in the universe is moving away from us very rapidly.
And the farther away, the more rapid.
Yes. The farther away things get, the more rapid they are. And that is consistent with going back into the past and finding that at one point, everything was locally existing within the same small area, and things were expanding from there. Now, does the Big Bang say what happened at the start of that? No. Do we know what that is? We have some... Okay, how do you know that?
Where in the Bible does it say Big Bang?
Yeah, the Bible does not say Big Bang. This is something that Christians have just latched onto since it was discovered by other people.
Because more than 100 years ago, Christians argued that the fact that the universe was finite was supported in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yes.
Yes, they did. Okay. You may think that they were mistaken and they were misreading the Bible, but they did argue that a long time ago.
No, I believe you. I'm not saying they didn't argue
Well, you
that,
said
but
no.
that
You
doesn't
did
mean
say
they were
no.
right.
But did that explanation make sense to you? Because you're asking why do atheists believe in the Big Bang, and I gave you the answer. Is that a sensible conclusion?
Well, what caused the Big Bang?
We don't know.
Don't know.
And sometimes
God.
I don't know is the right answer.
No, God is the answer.
How do you know?
I don't need to know.
Well, there you go. Why are you asking how I know something if you have no idea what you're talking about?
And we actually want
No,
it to be true, not just because you believe it. Can you support what you believe?
Yes, I can.
Then
Okay.
let's try that for a change.
Sure.
Okay. I mean, everything you said is scientifically, science. What does science mean? It just means knowledge, epistemology and
Is this
stuff
part
like
of your
that.
evidence, or are you dodging the question?
No, I'm not dodging the question. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and God said, "Let there be light."
How do you know that?
I don't need to know that. How do you know that?
Okay.
Was there a million
Why
years
are we
ago?
talking then? If you don't feel like there's anything that you have to tell us that's useful information because you don't know it or need to, then why did you call?
You said you have evidence and then you don't provide any. Why is that?
Well, the evidence is in the Bible itself.
Yeah, but we don't believe the Bible.
That's
So,
fine. I don't
next.
believe in atheism.
Okay. Well,
All
then,
right.
good chat. Next.
So do you have evidence or not?
Yeah, prophecy alone proves the divinity of God.
Oh, so you do think that's evidence?
Oh, yeah, it's sufficient.
Okay. Hit me with your favorite prophecy. Make it a good one.
Isaiah 53.
Uh-huh.
The book of Isaiah was written 700 years before the
Just
Messiah
give us the
even
prophecy.
came.
Yeah. Tell us what it says and what happened.
If you read Isaiah, the book of Isaiah was written 700 years before Christ even came.
Yeah.
Jesus came AD 1. The prophet Isaiah prophesied of a suffering servant, which even Orthodox Jews understand this passage to be a messianic prophecy. And if you read the entire chapter, no other person in history has fulfilled this but Jesus Christ.
There have been no other suffering servants in history?
Not that, no, people have suffered, but they do not fulfill every single verse in this chapter like Jesus does.
Like what?
I mean, if you read verse 3, he's despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows.
Oh, okay. Good thing Jesus was the only despised and rejected person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is an amazing prophecy. And remember, I asked you to bring your favorite one, and that was the first one that you came up with.
No, what you don't understand is this was written 700 years before Christ even came.
That is a really long time to be able to come up with a story that fits it.
And no one else in history fulfills that prophecy.
No one else?
No one?
So
far, you've told us that there is a suffering servant, okay? I think most servants suffer. And what was the other one? He was despised. Maybe he was a douchebag.
Rejected of men. No, maybe he's just fulfilling prophecy because you're actually rejecting him as well.
I reject the Easter Bunny
Wow,
as well.
what? Okay, so if I accepted him, then the call would be over because you'd be like, well, yeah, you accept him, good job. If I don't accept him, then obviously it's true because not accepting him proves that he's fulfilling the prophecy. That's pretty weak.
Well, I don't understand how you don't see how he fits the prophecy. If you read it and you know anything about Jesus, he's the only one in history that fulfilled this prophecy from Isaiah chapter 53, verse 1, all the way to verse 12.
I don't like to crib off other Atheist Experience hosts, but I do, on occasion, enjoy Matt's comment, which is, if I order a steak and the waiter brings it to me, did he fulfill my prophecy?
No, because that wasn't thousands of years ago.
Oh.
What if I order a steak last year and it comes to me this year?
Actually, I think ordering a steak and it coming immediately is a better fulfillment of the prophecy.
True.
Because, I mean, that guy was at least timely. If all you're doing is saying there's going to be an earthquake, and then 1,000 years down the road there's an earthquake, that doesn't really count as me predicting that earthquake, right?
Well, I mean, that's fine. You have an opinion. You know, you have your own. You're entitled to your own opinion.
Does it? What do you think about Nostradamus?
Nostradamus?
Yeah, he made predictions.
Yeah, and a lot of people said he specifically predicted 9/11, for example. He didn't, but a lot of people said he did and retrofitted a lot of stuff in the actual story to match the things that they thought he was saying. Have you heard that one?
Yeah, but that is irrelevant to the scriptures. See,
yeah.
Do you have any evidence outside of the storybook of the Bible?
There's historical evidence that Jesus existed.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Jesus did exist, so what? I exist. Are you listening to what I say?
The proof of God's existence.
What?
I mean, what do Orthodox Christians believe? They believe that Jesus is God. And when God came to the earth, what did man do? We killed him.
I didn't kill him.
I wasn't there. We only have 12 minutes.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't think this is going to go anywhere more, but you are welcome, Jerichiah, to call back another week and bug somebody else.
Thank you for calling.
Hey, and I want to say one thing before I go.
Go ahead.
If you don't mind, please.
Yep.
I speak. I'm a Christian, non-denominational believer. I do want to apologize for every Christian who was called in the past and threatened you guys, because I don't believe in that stuff, man, and that was so un-Christ-like.
Oh,
well, they aren't real Christians anyway.
That's right. Yes. Thank you.